Realize that Steven Brimmer is also a very useful bowler. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised at all if Steven Brimmer actually take the ball. Yes, he's the wicketkeeper for Somerset, but he's a very, very useful bowler. So we're not sure if he's off the field for just getting some R&R. We'll send our team down. Our team down there just to see what's going on with Steven Brimmer.
Yeah.
Could be cramp.
Yeah, it could be. Getting some treatment.
But I wouldn't be surprised if there's another option that Somerset has as a bowler.
Yeah, exactly. That's a thought.
But it's going to be Jordan De Silva. He's going to continue. He had one ball left in his third over before we went to break. 110 for 5. We went to break just as Rollins got it. 33 overs have been completed. 33 overs have been completed. $110 for 5. So George is trying to avoid the follow-on. They're about still 205 runs away from that.
That's right. That's right. Steal away's the way to go.
Now, in saying that, that's trying to avoid it. Some say will have option, what they want to do.
Yep.
Because they are in the driver's seat. So Jaden Mendes looks like he's going off the field for Dominic Sabir. So Dominic Sabir is making his way on the field.
I think we see Jaden Mendes. He's right here, and Sabir is on for. So we see Brimmer coming back on the field now. Right. Yeah, it looks like he's about to come back on.
It's going to be a change of bowling here from the eastern end. Looks like it's going to be Dion Stubble. But actually, he was bowling from this end before we went to break, so he'll continue from this end. He's bowled 5 overs, 1 minute, 2 for 17. Once again, a very attacking field for Charles Trott. He's on 3. We're just about ready now. 2 slips and it's sitting off. Backward point. Stubble flights this one up to Trott. Lays it out on the offside to the point region. And then that point is at the boundary, so Malachi Jones has to run in from his short cover position to his right. Not to travel. That special nuts over there. Shout out to Trevor Lizzie, TNN, and along with Honest That's a Bun News to provide the stream. Stubble once again to Rollins. In defense. Stubble back at his mark now. Right on around. Quicker one. Pitch going to be leg stump. Field. Only Stubble. Mr. Carrington says not out. A little bit hard to get a decision, and that is coming around. We will have to straighten up quite a bit. I think it was a back pad. Yep. Yeah. Inside edge. Stubble again. Plus, looking to hammer, but in his mind, he checks up. He just dabs it on the inside. Once again, Ruby's, can you be disciplined enough and build his innings again? So, slices one, plays on the inside. Rollins straight to the net. What's it, forward move? Okay. Short forward move, also. There's the man in the mid with the boundary, and then a backward square boundary. Charlie Rollins loves to sweep. The umpire got his hands out wide. He's questioning somebody.
Yeah, I just think that something is severe. Severe's going on to field 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 players on the field. Yeah, we have 13 players on the field for 2 balls. I think 12 players on the field. 12 players on the field.
Stubble. 2 others. Ready? A lot of times the player take note of that.
Yeah.
One with the jobs when he's not on one.
Yeah. So we see Jalen Mendes who's feeding back with his square. He's coming off the field now. We see Brimmer coming back on to take back over the specialist position of the gloves behind his thumbs, and then Chris Douglas, who was there just to temporary.
So Mendes is going back off now.
That would have been interesting. The ball was hit in the air, and it was caught. And then they counted the players from the field.
Well, they didn't get called before the ball was hit.
Well, that would have been absolutely something for everyone to just stand where you are. Let me count. Yes. Please put your hand up. Please.
President, I'm not going. What a team is that down here? Maybe switch around a bit. Nice little breeze coming through. Like yesterday, it was huge down there.
Yeah. Flames are just blowing just a little bit as we see it.
Yeah. Hey, Sean's a good friend of mine. I missed him yesterday morning because he's always on Special Corner. I'm on Fair Reach. But I passed him coming down Shelly Bay. I had to stop to get some gas. And when I got around to Fair Reach, he was there standing proud. Remain, and the Remain family.
Skip.
So, this down there probably was one of the remote control boats and all that.
Skip will probably like a
jet ski, parked up. It's got something else.
Oh, yeah, that's Skip.
A shout out to the Remain family, everybody down there. Hope you guys enjoy your cup match. The cup match going for Somerset. Also, the cup match. That's right. Captain. World Cup captain. Yeah, World Cup captain.
I was his right hand and command.
Looks like Walker. Walker's will be going from the western end. This first battle goes 6 overs, 1 needed, 1 for 19. That was from the eastern end. So strides luck from the western end now as he runs in, right arm over. Pitched up to Trike, goes it on the onside, back calls Walker. The score now is 111. 112, actually. 112 for 5. Truck on 5 now after 24 deliveries. Partnership is growing. 45 for this partnership. Something that's in Georgia's definitely needed at the time. Still do. So Moonshine stated that this is the partnership that's needed. Even though we have the likes of Adam Douglas, Rodney Trott, Sinclair Smith, Zeke Burgess to come. That one short and a beautiful shot from Jerry Rollins. Up on one leg and pull it around the corner. Four runs. Nobody around there. So Walker, big David on his line. No protection of backward square. So the bowler could not afford to go some short on his body. Just ran a backward square leg at the boundary. We'll see. Walker runs in now. One short, and he's pulling that around to forward. Square leg. Good stop there on the boundary. Terry Frey. $117 for 5. Rollins now on 57. A lot of anticipation, a lot of expectation. But Rollins coming in. Walker, ooh, that one short. Trot to get under it. And it came basically off his lower back as he bent over. He's showing the shot that he should have made. But then he can hit him high and far too. Got some arms on him. Oh yeah. Walker, Trot. This one beautifully played. Back to the point. Richardson's chase. Not before they go 3 for 2. Back into the gloves of Bremer. Steven Bremer back behind the wickets. Back behind the stumps, as they will say. Once again, thank you to our sponsors. HSBC, Windows, Ultimate Imaging, Guardsman, CG Insurance, Bermuda Motors, Moongate Medical, Walker, Trot. This fence plays only one side, but it goes to a big single, so good calling. Running between the wicket. And that's the end of the over. That's the end of the over. 120 for 5. 120 for 5. Charles Trot on 8. Gary Rollins on 57. Also, good afternoon. Thank you for your support. As a Lifeboat, Ultimate Imaging, Sound Conception, Entertainment, KDB, Wilmon Truck, shout out to Wilmon, my man Paul Wilmon. So you have to make sure you give him a special shout out. You will hear him no matter what. Shout out to Crack and the boys who helped us out. That's that win, yeah. Shout out, Crack, appreciate you. And then actually helped us out at Easy County. HZ Trucking. Remember, Coach Heroes on radio, but it takes a team to get here, set up the infrastructure. So coordinated by the guru, Mr. Mike Davis. Pure Water Strikes. Hey, coming up a couple of weeks, my man. Saturday and Thursday. Philip Bailey. Yeah. Philip. Philip used to play a little cricket. Yeah. For sure. Little swing ball. Yeah, that's good. Like a little swing. Yeah. He's got a little swing down Garrison, too. Yeah, the only concrete, that's right. Stubble now. Trot. Short. It doesn't make contact. his mark as he runs it down. Right arm around. Goes driven out of the covers. Malachi Jones unable to get it, so they're going to for one. One more to the total. One more for Trot. .121. That James Rollins on strike. There's somebody. God, you gotta go up 2 feet. You just can't. We were just talking about that, Shuma. That's right. Just talking about that. Out of the point boundary. Ever forbids, he cuts the ball now out there, and he has to run around it to cut it off. Stubble to Rollins. Back foot. Able to short extra cover with Malachi Jones Fields. He's actually walking on the field. Rollins in defense. Stubble. Rolling tight. As usual for Gustavo. Gustavo again. This one's short. On the back foot dribble back to Gustavo. That's the end of the over. So 36 overs now have been completed here at Young's Road. Georgia's first innings. They're trying to avoid the follow-on here. Yeah, 121 for 5. You're listening to the 121st edition of Hot Bench. They're running to over with the voice of summer. Hot 175 and Magic 103.7.
Did you know that you can book your doctor's appointments online? Moongate Medical, Armada's newest general practice, makes it simple and easy to
and he's going to be bowling to Charles Trott. Right arm over the wicket. Trott well forward defense. Ball trickling out to Trey Manders, who's going to be fielding in covers. Walker's bowling to one slip, a fly, a point, a sweep out on the boundary. Extra cover boundary, a cover, middle one, mid wicket, and a backward square leg. Here comes Walker to Trott, right arm over the wicket. Trott getting well forward, taking a huge drive forward. Forward defense, solid defense as well, getting right behind. Score now is 121 for 5. St. George's are now 184 runs away from having to follow on. They have to score 305, so it's 184 runs behind. And they're down for 5 wickets. Here comes Walker now. Right arm over the wicket to Trott. Trott looking to hook this one. Looking to pull this one to the square leg boundary, but he gets ahead of himself, and it goes through to the wicket keep. Bremer, who was standing back. And Taran Frey eagerly waiting for the catch there at the square leg boundary. He has the blue hat on. Eagerly anticipating, and now we see Walker back to his mark. Right arm over the wicket to Trott. Trott held behind it. Defending, solid defense. Plays this one back down the wicket. Trott and Rollins. Rollins on 57 and Trott on 9. Looking to build this partnership. Walker down. Right arm over the wicket to Trott. Trott evades this bouncer. Takes action and gets underneath it. And that is the end of the over. 121 for 5. Trott is on 9. Delray Rollins is on 57. And right now we see the partnership between the both of them being at, as I believe it's at 54. 54 partnership. So we see they have the biggest partnership of the St. George's innings at this point in time right now, and something that St. George's would have regrouped during the luncheon and spoke about, because the second partnership after this would have been Mackay Simmons and Delray Rollins. So it looks as though Delray Rollins has found a partner in Charles Trott. So now we have Dion Stubble will resume. He's into now getting ready to go into his 8th over. Coming from the eastern end. He's going to be bowling to Delray Rollins, and we've asked for the music to please stop, especially when the ball is at his mark. Here comes Stubble into Rollins. Right arm over them. Right arm around. Oh, it could have been a catch. We're going to see if the umpire signals. Dion Stubble jumps high into the air, and we're waiting for umpire Carrington to signal. And it was a drop. It was a drop catch. So it looks as though I thought that Rollins looked like he hit the turf, but Carrington hasn't signaled, and that is a single. That is a drop catch between Bremer and Silva. So right arm around to Trott. Trott got well forward defense. Rollins moves on to 57. The score now is 122 for 5. Stubble, right arm around to Trott. Trott sweeps this one, and it could be out. He is out. He is out. Trott went down, swept hard into the air and into the hands of Derek Bregman, who came off the backward square boundary, deep square boundary, and he has taken a beautiful waist-height catch.
That reminds me of yesterday, the tremendous Charles Trott did not see him. No. He did not see him. He thought that was boundary written all over it.
Yeah. Beautiful catch off the deep backward square leg boundary. He came in, took 3 steps, and took it waist height. And I believe that Trot probably thought to himself that, I could go on, I could just go into a nice sweep, no one's there, and right into the hands of Derek Brigham. I know that he will be very much disappointed due to the fact that this was the biggest, and we were just talking about the partnership. The partnership
55.
being at 55. This partnership being at 55, the largest one in St. George's, which now brings to the wicket Alan Douglas. Alan Douglas now coming to the wicket with Delray Rollins. And this could get really, really interesting. Two batsmen to the wicket. Delray Rollins, well established. And Alan Douglas, as we already know, he is explosive.
Alan Douglas coming to the crease, and a lot is on his shoulders.
Explosiveness isn't what they need right now. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I tell you, since that 2016, 77, and 33, he's not produced in cup match. And I think that's something that what the capabilities are when it comes to Allen. He can hit up.
Yeah.
He actually scored a century in the
That's
trial
right,
match.
in the trial match. That's right. That's what got him in cup match. That's what got him in cup match. And it was a good 100 as well. So it was he really played some good cricketing shots. So, he definitely deserved his place. If you had to go over one innings, that was it. So
That's right.
it's interesting times for Allen. And reading the article in the RG, he basically said he knows that his time is running out. He knows his time is running out. So today, this is a great opportunity for Alan Douglas to stand up and be accounted for. Dion Stubble, third ball of the over coming up. And just to let you know, Dion Stubble has had 3 wickets today. 3 valuable wickets. It's going to be a right arm over to Alan Douglas. Alan Douglas gets way forward, drives this one along, all along the ground to the middle fielder, McKeel Walker. No chance of run. Here comes Stubble. Again, if he was to his own bowling, Douglas pushing well forward, taking a huge stride in.
One go through, just missing the off stump.
Somerset now 122 for 6.
Goes through to the wicket keeper.
122 for 6.
One go to the gloves of
Sorry, St. George's 122 for 6. Sorry.
On the ground.
Heat's getting to me now. Just missing the off stump. That was a close call. And goes through to the wicketkeeper, and he just watches this one go into the gloves of Bremer, and it was really, really close. And you see Dion Stubble on the ground, thinking to himself, how could he have let that go through? It's good stuff. So it's 122 for the loss of 6 St. George's, chasing Somerset total of 404. St. George is still needing 180 odd runs. I think it's 180 runs to avoid the follow-on. So the follow-on is still on. It is very, very much on. And the partnership between Delray Rollins and Charles Trott has ended. Sadly ended. So we're going to see Walker taking it from the western end to Delray Rollins. Right arm over. This one works it off this hip leg, glanced on to the fine leg boundary. It's going to be chased by Terran Frey. Coming in from the deep square leg boundary. Rollins now takes his personal total to 60. St. George is in desperate need of having Delray Rollins bat long.
Just watching Jordan DeSoto and having a quick word to Stubble.
Yeah.
One thing Somerset has is a bunch of experienced players that the captain can always lean on just for advice or strategy.
Walker to Rollins. Rollins drives this one straight to the fielder. Cover fielder, Trey Manders. No chance of a run. Rollins now 160.
See everybody working in unison with Dion.
Yeah, it looks like though they're gonna ask Mark Lebrock, who's at deep extra cover, to move more forward a bit, but no. Walker into Rollins. Rollins wow forward, takes a huge stride forward, not looking for a single at all. Forward, solid defense. His technique is absolutely amazing. It's got a good, very, very sound technique. When he hits the ball, he hits it fierce. Walker into Rollins. Right arm over. This one is short. Oh, and just, I believe it just comes off the hip. He was looking to hit it clean. I just want to see exactly what the umpire has signaled. What's it? Off the bat, it sort of mistimed it. Caught the bottom edge of the bat. And goes through for two. So Delray Rollins goes on to 62. St. George is now 126 for 6, which brings, this is going to be the 5th ball of Walker's over. Just behind the bowler, there had been someone had walked across the side screen, and that is a major distraction. So this is why Delray Rollins has asked Walker to return back to his mark. As everyone knows, the side screen, you can't have any sort of movement. It distracts the batsman. Here we go. Walker into Delray Rollins. Right arm over. Oh, this one jumps up, takes a little bit of bite. Rollins looking to take a quick single. Hit it straight to, just to the right of the cover fielder, Trey Manders, but he was looking for a quick single, but Trey was on it as quickly as anything, and Alan Douglas sent him back.
So tell me something. That could be just awareness, right? Rollins has played most of his cricket in England in the last few years.
Yes.
Alan Douglas would have told him, hey, mate, that is Trey out there. You don't take chances like that on that Trey.
But I tell you, you had two good runners speed right here, right now. This is going to be interesting. They are very fast. Alan Douglas is extremely fast. So, yeah. But definitely Walker into his last ball of this over. Rollins, wow, forward. Solid defense, forward defense. No chance of a single. The score is 126 for 6. Alan Douglas hasn't scored yet. Delray Rollins is on 62.
Now, you mentioned that battles running between the wickets, but that doesn't happen overnight. That sometimes stuff that has to be done in training, right? Because it is a communication.
That's right.
Some people use different verbiage to come, run, different things. And,
that's right.
And we know the word for stop can be used for that can also confuse players too,
That's right.
So that is something that in training sessions, and I've watched a few. I can't remember if I've seen this pair bat together down here, but that's something that you got to always have in your minds. Where would they be in the batting lineup, and how do we put them together?
I'll give you this one. I was in a training session at Dennis Wainwright, and I remember we guys were batting in the training, and we were going, wait, hold up. Dennis stopped the training session, and he just said, listen, excuse me, there are only 3 words that you use when you're batting, when you're calling. Is yes, no, or wait.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
And throughout the session, it was yes, no. Okay, here we go. Come on, Leverock. He's going to be taking it from the eastern end. Of course, he's replacing Dion Stubble, who was bowling. So, come on, Leverock. No, he's coming back. He's going to be going into his 9th over. He's picked up 1 wicket today. He's going to be bowling to Alan Douglas. Right arm over the wicket to Alan Douglas. Leverock. Douglas pushes forward, turns it on the onside. Just takes a stride forward, just punches it straight to the short mid-wicket fielder, which is Trey Manders. Turns at his mark. It's going to be into Douglas. Right arm over the wicket. This one, Yorker length just going down the leg. And as we all know, that Kamal Lavrock last year was the bowler that took the wicket of Alan Douglas up at Somerset. So tactical move here by Somerset, bringing on Kamal Lavrock right away because he was able to get Alan Douglas last year. So
remember a couple of overs ago, Dion was calling for that, right?
That's right. Here comes Lavrock into Douglas. Douglas drive. He's looking to drive. Didn't get much on it. And it trickles down to Trey Manders. 126 for 6. Looking at the target of 305. $126 for 6. Lavrock into Douglas. Oh, it's allowed. Oh, half-hearted appeal. And but of course, Lavrock is hands on his knees, thinking to himself, just close. He's bowling to one slip, point, extra cover, mid-off, mid-one, mid-wicket. He has a deep backward square leg and a forward mid-wicket. Deep forward mid-wicket. Right arm over the wicket. Douglas turns this one onto the middle, going for a quick single. Where they'll get the quick single where you see Chris Douglas, and Douglas now goes to 1. Yeah. 127 for 6. 127 for 6. Kamal Lavrock is getting ready to go to Delray Rollins. Last ball of the over. Right arm over the wicket. Oh, what a beautiful shot. A beautiful shot. The ball was pitched on off stump. He opens up the face. It looks as though he was going to do a cover drive, but what he did, he just opened the face, allowed the ball to roll off the bat, guided all the way down to third man, and it goes for 4. Class. Absolute class. So Delray Rollins now on 66. St. George's have 131 for 6. $131 for 6. So now we see from the other end, it looks as though Derek Brangman will replace McKeel Walker from the western end. So Jordan De Silva again has decided to move his bowlers around. It could be a tactical move due to the fact that Alan Douglas has come to the wicket. It looks like he's going to be bowling to one slip, a fly, a point. Of course, he's going to be, looks as though deep square leg. Looks as though a sweeper, mid-wicket. Looks as though, square leg, and it looks like forward. Deep forward, mid-wicket. And then he's got, of course, he's going to have a long on and long off. So here we go. Through and around, left arm, orthodox. And this one is driven. He navigates between the point and the cover. Goes to the
Derek Brangman.
Extra cover boundary for one.
Delray Rollins. As we see, adjustments being made on the field. Brangman to Rollins. Rollins watches this one. It could trickle down in front of us. They're going to go for two. No stroke was made. The wicketkeeper didn't touch it, but he signaled by. So he signaled by. So St. George's now moved to 134 and brings Delray Rollins back on strike. Derek Brangman, left arm over, left arm orthodox. Rollins goes on the back foot and punches this one hard. No chance of a run, just driven straight to Trey Mendes, who's feeling short cover.
Just taking notice of Somerset's body language. We're looking to need some energy.
Yeah, it's opened up the field a bit for Delray Rollins as well.
Yeah.
Open the field wide up, wide. Brangman wide outside. Oh, that's a good shot. That is a good shot. This one was pitched wide outside the off stump, and Rollins went on the back foot. Squid drives this one to where Dion Stubb was fielding in the extra cover boundary. And they just go through for one. So now Delray Rollins goes to 67, which brings Alan Douglas on strike with 2 balls left in this over. And Derek Brangman, left arm orthodox, going to be bowling through and around. Oh, and the Douglas looking to open up his front leg and sweep. This ball was pitched outside the off stump, so Douglas looking to pull Derek Brangman, and Bremer taking off the bails. He's had a really good game behind the stumps as well. Here comes Brangman through and around to Alan Douglas. Douglas goes on the back foot, whips this one off his hip to the square leg area region, and they go through for one. So Douglas goes 1-3. The score now is 136 for 6. So that is the end of the over. That is the end of the over. So if you're just tuning in, St. George's are 169 runs behind the follow-on. They are 169 runs away from the follow-on. So they would definitely want to make sure that they score over 305. So we have Kamal Levrock. Kamal Levrock is going to be bowling from the eastern end. A lot of discussion going on out there as well with the Somerset players. They know that St. George's, here comes Levrock, right arm over the wicket, Alan Douglas. Douglas tries to whip this one off his pair, but it goes through to the wicket keep. Doesn't make any contact. Ball goes through to the wicket keep down the leg side, and Bremer quickly scuffling across, shuffles across, and takes it cleanly. Levrock into his 10th over. Turns at his mark. Getting ready to go to Alan Douglas. Right arm over the wicket. Douglas, a loud appeal, half-hearted appeal. They go through for a quick single. This one going down to the... He got a piece of it because the umpires have not signaled. The umpire Carrington has not signaled, and he goes through for 1. So Alan Douglas now on 4. Delray Rollins on 67. So 137 for 6. Alan Douglas on 4. Delray Rollins on 67. And I believe we are going to water break.
The first things first, Allen needs a bit of attention.
Did he get struck on the ankle?
I don't know, but it needs some attention as they bring up with some ice.
Like his toe. Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought we were going to it. Yeah. Yeah, it looks as though he's the PCOs and ran on the field, and Alan Douglas looks like he's going to get a bit of a treatment. He got struck on his toe, or it could be his ankle, direct hit. So the ball hurts. Yeah, it does. It really, really does.
Down there, no pants down there.
No, and that has also happened with Deion Stubble yesterday with, directly hitting his.
Actually, Stubble yesterday was his toe.
It was his toe. Yeah, it's his toe. Yeah. So we don't know exactly what it was. I mean, some of the shoes that are made, are made for, the impact on the batting. But sometimes players have a tendency to choose sneakers or something that they feel comfortable with that doesn't have that extra padding. But we're hoping that he is okay. And we see the players are getting hydrated, a great opportunity for them to keep themselves well hydrated.
So I'll tell you a story with, before we go to our interview, I'll tell you a story talking about footwear. The great Lloyd Jacobs. Now, they didn't have all these fancy pairs of cricket shoes, Lloyd's Classic. So Uncle Lloyd used to wear his construction boots, so paint them white. Okay, so if you had some steel toes out there, and he's so bad with his construction boots and run up and down. I'm still trying to figure out how Lloyd run up and down construction boots. Strong legs. I think those construction boots and flying toes would have been all right if we were soft. I didn't go with a pop store and referee body before, I promise you.
It looks as if the players are going to use this opportunity while Alan Douglas is being taken care of for his little injury. I should say little injury, by his foot injury. Sorry, he didn't rephrase that. To speak to have a conversation with one of our sponsors. Because our sponsors are the ones that are responsible for bringing this match to you, our listening audience, the sick, the shut-in, those who are traveling around the world and to make this broadcast possible. So that'll be just in 1 minute. We're going to hear a message from Moon Gate Medical, and then we're going to talk to Leon Bascom and the family from Moon Gate Medical in just a minute. You're listening to Cup Match 2023 live with the Voice of South on Hot 107.5.
Did you know that you can book your doctor's appointments online? Moongate Medical, Bermuda's newest general practice, makes it simple and easy to schedule your physicians right from where you are. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For general checkups, TCD appointments, sick notes, and prescription advice, we are here for you. Do you need an exceptional, compassionate, and trustworthy physician? Dr. Karen Fadler and Dr. Andrea Goldberg can accept your appointment today. Call 295-4265 or save time and book online at moongatemedical.bm. Moongate Medical, better health for a better quality of life.
Well, if those that were time for Moon Gate Medical is right now, because one of our players are injured out there in the field. Doc, what would you do right here now?
You know there's a team right
It's talking Say it again?
Yeah, I was saying that she needs to render her assistant so we can do it. Yes, she doing very
We was asking for a Moon Gate Medical and Andrea Guilford, right? Guilford, that's right. Yeah, Moon Gate Medical. Who one of our sponsors of this broadcast here today. In fact, we are just here so I'm happy to come back to you both. Yes, happy to come back to you as well. Excellent. It's fantastic atmosphere. Yes, and this is your first comeback? You're joking. Oh, this is your first comeback? You should be ashamed of yourself. Spend that time in Guyana. So, I know you've never seen anything like this. There's a lot of cricket something like this. Oh yeah, I know. A lot of cricket.
COPMEX in Bermuda brings the community together in celebration of Emancipation Day, the abolition of slavery in Bermuda, and Mary Prince Day. The COPMEX holiday represents the uniqueness of our island's people, clearly demonstrating that there's no place in the world quite like Bermuda. HSBC in Bermuda has been the lead sponsor for COPMEX since 2006, sponsoring live TV, radio, and online coverage for the event. HSBC is proud to be part of this important cultural celebration.
Income and our strategy. And last year we had taken over medical practice and we rebranded as New England Medical. And we're really excited to be part of the atmosphere and part of the broadcast. New England itself is celebrating 10 years. At the end of this year, we'll be doing 10 years of business. So we're excited about that. And certainly, New England Medical is the newest. That's right, part of the group. And we're really excited because Dr. Clifford Johnson here, a lot of people didn't know that she was still on the island. A lot of people thought that she had left, but she's here in the flesh. And I want to make sure people heard her voice. It's very important. And certainly she has all her trademarks, and we certainly her club.
Audience today is that we just need to watch our numbers. Sometimes all the numbers that we try to watch, they're silent. Watch your blood pressure, watch your blood sugar, watch your blood cholesterol, watch your body mass index. So we say like the 4 Bs. So you need to watch your 4 Bs and watch your numbers. They're silent, but because of the natural history of every single reading, you don't want to end up with a heart attack or a stroke. So we're here to offer the best primary care services, and we're here to serve.
And in this type of environment with all the excitement and the holiday season going on, you got to watch the booze as well. That's another
the booze and the heat, the combination of the booze and the heat.
That's right. Absolutely. That's right.
Yes, absolutely.
So the game is just restarted. But one thing that I would like you to answer for us is, so everybody is, if you're not here at the game, you're on the beach, you're out in the water, you're out in the sun, give us some advice on how to stay healthy and stay in good shape right now in all this heat.
Great. So one of the things, you want to keep yourself well hydrated. Use enough liquids. It's very hot, and if you're not taking enough liquids, you're going to become dehydrated very quickly. Because we lose water through our respiration, through the sweat, when you go to the washroom. So you want to keep yourself well hydrated. It is one of the things I would advocate to the audience that's listening.
And that's through water, right?
Yes, you want liquids, water, juices.
That's right. You need to be specific on a day like today.
Yes. no, go easy on the booze. It's according to the American Heart Association. Women, you can use at least one alcoholic drink. Men, 1 to 2 drinks. So that's a limitation.
That's right.
But we want to let you know in person exactly what it is you need to do.
That's very important. I think we need to get that message out there.
Yes.
We need to get that message out there.
Yes.
Everything in moderation.
Everything in
There's
moderation.
all sorts of great food out around this ground today, from fish to snowballs and everything. Of course, we want everybody to have a wonderful time,
That we
but
do.
everything in moderation.
Yes, you want everybody to have a wonderful time.
Yes, in moderation.
In moderation.
Have you tried any of our delicacies around the ground here today?
Oh, yes, I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I had a snowball.
All right. Live it up, Doc. Have another one. Beautiful stroke from Delray Rollins. Beautiful stroke from Delray Rollins. As he pushes that one out to the cover point boundary for 4. Rollins moves on to 76. And St. George's move on to 147 for 6. 147 for 6. Delray Rollins moves on to 76. And he's looking in fine form. He's actually changing his shirt now. He's changing his shirt. Obviously, the other one was wet with perspiration. And so he's changing his shirt to be more comfortable. He's used to playing in those more, not conditions that are not quite as warm as we have here. But it's really, it's hot out there. It's hot out there. So he's making himself a bit more comfortable. 147 for 6. The non-striker, Alan Douglas Jr., has 5. Delray Rollins is on 76. Any parting words that you want to give to us, Doc or Leon?
Yeah, surely. And again, we want to certainly appreciate the opportunity to say.
It's really not about the cup match, is it?
This cup match, I have to be here. People from overseas are coming here. I mean, this is the place to be. And for those people who are overseas, we say greetings to you. And next year, we want to see you come down. I mean,
right.
I know there's thousands at the gate. We need a few more thousands to come down to support and support our spectators and our sportsmen. So thank you very much, Sean. Again, we're representing Moongate Medical today. And thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you.
We're so happy to help you.
Thank you.
We're glad you're converted, Doc.
Yes.
You're a cup match player now.
Yeah, she was very St. George's and told a lot of nonsense in the office. But she said, someone should score 400 and how much? I said, yeah, that's it.
She's converted, Doc.
All the best.
Thank you both. Thank you both for coming by. We're talking to Dr. Andrea Guilford Johnson and Leon Bascom from Moongate Medical, wishing them both happy cup match and thanking them again for making sure that this broadcast is broadcast to everyone around Bermuda and indeed around the world. Happy cup match to you both, and thank you again. All right. Thank you. All right. It's 147 for 6. The score here, 140. Thank you. And it's Malachi Jones, Burling 2. Thank you, Kuja. Burling 2. Thank you very much. Burling 2. The right-hander, Alan Douglas Jr., who has 5. Sure. Okay. $147 for 6. And
what have you? Take a look.
Malachi Jones taking strike. I'm saying Burling to Alan Douglas Jr., who's taking strike. Gracious.
It's mid-afternoon, second day. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's right. Anything's allowed at this stage. Anything's allowed. 147 for 6.
You have a surprise coming up.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, they find us.
Jones Burling with no one close to the bat except for the wicketkeeper Bremer, who's right up on the stumps. There's a third man, a backward gully, cover point, a mid-off, a long off, a mid-on, or mid-wicket really, a long on, a man on the mid-wicket boundary or forward square leg boundary, and backward of square. As Douglas is forward defensively. And that's the end of the over. Well, we're privileged to have a celebrity in our midst.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing, sir? We're privileged to have a celebrity in our midst.
Well,
happy cup match to the Honorable Sir John Swan.
It's a pleasure to be here, believe me.
Yes, we're glad to see you.
It's quite a turnout.
It's a beautiful day, beautiful atmosphere, magnificent crowd.
I first went to my first cup match when I was 8 years old.
Is that right?
Yeah, and so I've been around in and out cup match for 80 years.
Wow.
I remember Chopper Haven and some of the great players when they were hitting sixes out of here, almost to the water.
And this ground was smaller, man, because that wall wasn't that. All those seats were there.
All these stands weren't here, and
all the scaffolding and all of that. All these thousands and thousands of people.
But I must say that cup matches come a long way. Even when I was premier, my first premier, an announcer stuck a mic in front of my mouth and said to me, "What do you think about cup match?" I said, "I'm not very happy." He said to me, Why are you not happy?" I said, "Because I come out. This is a national holiday, and I walk around the stand." And all I see are black faces. I need white people to come out and celebrate Bermuda's heritage, Bermuda's progress, and so forth. The next year they came out. The following year they came out. And when I walk around this stand today,
everybody's here.
Everybody is here from all walks of life.
That's right.
And it is a wonderful scene. It's Bermuda. And you know what? Another thing nice about it is everybody's so courteous. And more importantly is, as I drove from Paget to here, the island is clean.
That's right.
The grounds here are clean. So Bermudians should be very proud. If we can do this at Cup Match, why can't we do this all year round?
Absolutely. It's 147 for 6 to score here. 147 for 6. Alan Douglas has 5. He's the non-striker. And Delray Rollins, who's taking strike, is on 76 not out. He takes strike from Derek Brangman, and Rollins turns this one on the onside through to deep mid-wicket. It's picked up out there by McKeel Walker, who returns it to the bowler's end, and they go through for 2. Rollins moves on to 78, and Rollins takes strike again. 149 for 6. And he's bowled! He's bowled! Derek Brangman pulled the string on that one and pulled it back. And the off break. Oh, Delray Rollins. And that's the breakthrough that they wanted. That's the breakthrough that they wanted. That's the wicket that they needed. Delray Rollins, bowled by Derek Brangman.
Yeah, he looked to go back to punch it through the covers, but it went through him really quickly.
He opened up the gate.
That's right.
Right through.
He went on his back foot just to square drive and
fundamental.
Yeah.
We mentioned spin bowling yesterday. The art of spin bowling of flights and flatter balls. That was a quicker flatter ball that got through quicker than he expected. Because before that, it was a ball that was a little. Give him some flight, and it gave him some time for him to do it. That ball gave him less time.
Yes.
Even though he was in position, but it gave him less time.
That's right.
To react.
That's right. Well, he's out for 78, making his way back to the pavilion. He's actually back off the field. And we're going to see who's coming next. I suspect it's Rodney Trott.
That'd be Rodney Trott, yeah.
Rodney Trott coming in to join with St. George's in trouble. 149 for 7. 140. I mean, trouble is an understatement. Who's your team, sir?
I've never picked a team.
Is that right?
He
must be the only Bermudian that's never done that.
I was born right in the center of Bermuda.
Yes.
If you go from Wreck Hill to get to the lighthouse, it's 12 miles. Bermuda 26 miles from Dockyard to St. George's.
Yes.
But in the center, it's 12 miles. I was born right up behind Pembroke Marsh. My building is on Front Street, the same.
Yes.
Directly in front of me.
Yes.
So 6 miles that way and 6 miles that way. So which side should I pick, left or right?
So perfectly neutral. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. We're talking to the legendary, the Honorable Sir George Wood. Thank you for stopping by, sir. Happy Cup match to you. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Pleasure.
Always
To
a
all of
pleasure
you
to
up
see
here,
you.
I know you do a great job up here. It's a long 2 days, but you keep the public informed.
That's our job. That's
And
what we do.
it's not a question of job. It's what's in your heart.
That's right.
And you give the public your heart.
That's right.
And when you give the public your heart, that love gets transmitted not just across the airways about cricket, but about all of Bermuda.
That's
so
right.
I congratulate all of you.
Thank you.
A wonderful job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much. It's been a pleasure. 149 for 7. Rodney Trott has come out there now at number 9. Rodney Trott is at number 9. Muted. 149 for 7. Rodney Trott in at number 9. St. George in a bit of bother. Chasing 404. 304 needed to avoid the follow-on.
Yeah, that's still a task where they're going to need these two to form a good partnership. The last partnership was 27.
So it's 155 needed.
To avoid a follow-on.
Yeah.
And these, I mean, the last of the frontline batsmen. If you
But remember,
And
Brian Holt
155.
came early, so you only have
after this you
Zico-
have Sinclair Smith and Zico Burgess. Wiley spin. Bowling to the right-hander Rodney Trott, who's yet to face a delivery. He's bowling with 2 men in the slip, so a 1 slip and a silly mid-off. He bowls and Trott pushes this one out through the covers. It's fielded there by Al J. Richardson.
Rodney debuted back in 2006.
He's captured today. He's making his way up also. There's a dark cloud forming to the north shore. Also stays at the north shore, we'll be all right.
This one Douglas drives out to long off.
Yeah, the drone to a comfortable single.
Yeah.
The drone footage we've seen over the years from cup matches, unbelievable.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It really is. It's such a beautiful sight to behold. You know, one of the things that really warms my heart is when people come to cup match for the first time and are just simply blown away at the atmosphere, the whole experience. You know,
Why are you coming for?
that's right, that's right. Or people from overseas who have just come, you know, and just seen it for the first time. It's just absolutely wonderful.
Like, how do you explain it to somebody who's never come?
That's right, that's right. You really can. You really can explain it. It's just something that you have to come and experience.
They say that. I believe every experience is different too for somebody. Right?
Sure.
You know, you were just in the stands, you got public seating. You know, some people don't want to sit at all.
Yeah.
They just want to go on the outskirts.
Yeah.
Ooh,
This one goes down the leg side.
You got something to there. Or late by.
And I also wanted to make mention very quickly is the advert that you had shared with the Voice of Summer League. It was the marketing advert that you had.
Yeah. Which means the program.
The program.
Yes.
Right. I decided to, of course, send it to a few fans in England. They couldn't believe it. They were like, "We've got to get there."
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And you got some high-end friends, so that 152 for 7. What you trying to say, Sean? Is that 150 coming in 44.1 overs or 244 minutes? Yeah, shout out to all the videographers who captured some great moments from Cup match. Jones to Trott. Trott touches one on the one side. Rodney Trott not yet off the mark. Alan Douglas, the non-striker, on 6. High scorer for St. George has been Delray Rollins, 78, before he was bowled by Derek Clayton. Beautiful delivery. Jones comes in from 4 or 5 paces, spins this one up to Trott. Trott plays it back down the wicket. It's no addition to the score, and that's the end of the over. That's the end of the over. 45 overs have been bowled. Is 152 for the loss of 7 after 45 overs. In reply to 404, chasing 305 to avoid a follow-on. Alan Douglas is there with 6. Rodney Trott not yet off the mark. You're listening to Cup Match 2023 live from Wellington Oval with the voice of summer on Magic 107, Magic 102.7 and Hot 107.5.
Strikes, Hennessy, and Ciroc presents the Leo Birthday Bash. It's all taking place Saturday, August 12th at the Strikes Lounge in St. David's. Early drink specials on Hennessy and Ciroc from 8 to 10 p.m. DJ Selector Frey. Then at 10 p.m., it's Soja One, Juggling Jay, Haley Hypes, and Mikey B. It's $20 at the door, plus 21 and over to party. Early drink specials with Hennessy and Ciroc. Also, VIP section, bubble service only. Don't forget to follow us on IG, Strikes Bowling Lounge. It's the year-to-year Leo Birthday Bash, Saturday, August 12th at the Strikes Lounge in St. David's. Sponsored by Hennessy and Ciroc.
Welcome back to Wellington Oval. Loud shout there by Brangman as it wraps Douglas on the pad, is attempting to sweep. Doesn't make contact. We're in the 46 over. 152 for 7. Douglas on 6. That is one that's driven hard over the head of Brangman. Then it's a long off. Good work here. Using to 1. Guys, I'm starting to wonder, is this a what we call and response, or is this a war between the truck horns today? Because with one guys, the other one guys, I've got somebody from Florida said, "Man, I feel like I'm right there." Yeah,
I feel like I'm in Florida, getting ready to take a cruise. I hope to leaving at the same time.
That's not the typical buck here by the Rodney Trott smothering that ball out in front. He goes field. Try to look at the drive harder, he does. Also extra cover for 4. So flight to that outside the off stump. And Trott had to wait for it to tee up. Follow through and 4 runs. Extra cover boundary where Walker had to run from his mid-off position to collect it. So Trott off the mark. He's on 4. Brandon to Trott. Pushing at that. So he covers. That's the end of the over. So Brandon has made 8 overs now. 1 maiden, 2 for 32. With those 2 overs, like I said, he came into the match at 25th. He was tied with Charles Dolphin on 27. Gerald Charles over to 27. 2 wickets today. He's pushing up to 23rd. I mentioned his name earlier, tied with Anthony Pacer Edwards and John Robinson. Once again, I think Sean knows who John Robinson was. John Robinson, playing for St. George's. Back in 1906 to 1913. I'm happy with everybody. Yeah, I thought you could see. Yes. And I'll tell you, Dion has 3. Malachi Jones, the team from the Western End. Slow down his pace just a little bit more spin now. Earlier was more a little bit of medium. Jones in his 9th over. Off the back foot. Douglas punches this one out. Oh, that's 4 runs. I didn't think it was going to get there. But I tell you, even that 4 runs off the goal of Malachi Jones, Dean, I think you realize he's been the best bowler of the day. Economical-wise, he's got 8.2 overs, 4 maidens, run for 9. Gets that 4 runs. So played into the covers to go through for 1. So Douglas now on 12. 162 for 7. As St. George is trying to avoid the follow-on, they have to get 304. Trot. Trot's a forward defense. Beautiful shot by Trot up to extra cover. Stopped up there. Back in. They go through for 2. So Malachi is always double. Runs has been conceded all day. There's 1 over. Trot turns this on the onside in front of the man at square. They go through for another single. So that over 8 runs. St. George's 165 now. 165 for 7. And our batsman, Trevor Gibbons without scoring. Azende Further, 24. Brian Hall, 4. Makai Simmons, 24. Terry Rollins, 78. Elias Basco, 1. Charles Trot, 9. In back to Charles Trot, he's not out. I'm sorry, Alan Douglas not out on 12, and Rodney Trot not out on 7. As some refreshments come up to the voters. That's good. Hey, good afternoon, Sunshine. A couple of minutes before 3 o'clock. Once again, shout out to the Zulu family. Shout out to my man DeVary, the Ocean Interiors family. Just want to remind everybody, coming up on September 24th, Sunday, there's going to be the Warrington Supsu Memorial Cricket Match at Bailey's Bay, featuring the Bermuda Masters and the Jamaican Association. One of the Dean's going to be going back. The Dean has played a few in those. The Masters game, we're pretty sure.
Yeah.
Memorable. Yep. Raymond. The one some flight, and guess what? He is bold. Oh, he got tricked.
Yorker.
Man. But guess what? The ball came from so far left. It came like the BA coming in.
And that's to block it
By the time he did not understand that ball was coming into. That's what we call the arm ball. That it basically it swerves in the air.
Yep.
And Yorker Rodney Trott.
He didn't have a clue.
No, wow. This is the time where I really want television because I really want to see that again. And again, and again.
Yeah, by the time he put his back on,
It was over.
Yeah, it was over.
And it's still going to see those.
They took a turn. He didn't get forward. It was no shot. He didn't take a leap stride forward.
Rodney Trott, well, by Dan Brennan as he's collected his double wicket. St. George's 165 for 8. Well, as I said it earlier, Rodney Trott, it probably doesn't make sense taking off your bed because it's not be long before Somerset will be sending St. George's back there. If they do not reach 304, I'm pretty sure Somerset will be sending them back into that immediately.
And the other thing is, Somerset didn't even get a chance to get to the new ball. Because the new ball gets taken in 3 overs. So they didn't even get a chance to see the new ball. So they might not even take the new ball. Well, what did you hear? How many?
Literally,
St. George's has to give them back 50 overs.
literally 16 months ago. With the drop off.
And they may take it, or they may not take it. They don't have to take it.
They get offered the new ball.
Exactly.
They don't have to take it.
Exactly. So this is, and it is
3.5. Well, Sinclair Smith has made his move. This is also a good sign. He's made to the middle.
now Alex Stewart and moves the reserve for 10-3. And he's coming off now at 10 a nice return. We also see Dion Stubble getting some, Dominic Sabir still on for Dion Stubble getting some treatment.
It's Brangman to Smith. Smith pushing that in the covers. $165 for 8. Quicker one, flatter one. Ooh, did not carry. Outside edge. Drops just in front of the man at first slip. But that's the end of a good over from Derek Brangman. A maiden wicket. 9 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 32. And I will say this, 3 big wickets. First, he took the wicket of Azende Febber, was stumped by Stephen Bremer. Then he bowled Derek Brangman. Darry Rollins was 78, I'm sorry. And then Rodney Trott bowled for 7. 3 crucial wickets.
Yeah. Wow. It looks as though
Let's see what's going to happen. Looks like Malachi's got the ball. So changing around the fielders. Jack is coming in.
I think Derek Brangman's going to go 2 balls.
Yeah.
Sorry? Oh, they cut the over short by 2 balls.
Oh, wow. That's different.
Yeah, because I'm looking here on the computer and I'm thinking something's wrong.
Yeah.
And then, of course. At this point, we can't say anything at all. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the umpires normally have a counter in their hand. Back in the day, we had rocks or bottle caps.
Oh, yeah.
2 more to go. Was in defense, so 1 more. Score still 165 for 8. And 2 doubles, so no harm. To the score.
So, Jason, let me just quickly go ahead and say that I have been really impressed with Bremer's glove work. I want to say quickly just to get it in. Been really impressed with his glove work from the last time that I had seen him to this time. Really, really impressed. Just kept it simple. That's it. So very impressed with his glove work, and it looks to me, he looks very relaxed behind the stumps.
Dean, I'll tell you, being around to a lot of these training sessions, I'm going to say we're in good hands when it comes to the keepers. I saw some have 8 keepers up at training sets. 8. Wow, I said 8. Mr. Jones, I saw about 4.
That's right. So we might push the bonus.
I'm just saying, Ricky, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Now.
But even yesterday, we Sinclair Smith, and then we saw young Scotland. Right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I encourage guys to get involved in the art of keeping.
Jared Richardson. Oh, that one's
cool.
That's my guy.
Watch out for your car. It's a Myers.
Lock. Target Steel Company. Target. We need to have a conversation because let's start it. Mike Davis's car's over there. Sean, how did you got everybody Segway today or electric bike?
That's loud.
I do. Just to let you know, good.
Everybody be deaf in the morning.
A big 6 mile off the boat. Jones. But it's about 9.1 over some 4 meters, 9 for 19. 171 for 8. Just as the bag of balls come on the field.
Okay. I think now, before everyone gets rolled out, I think Alan Douglas would have to take control.
Yeah,
full control right now.
But this is time, right?
Yeah.
And then the Zico coming.
As long as Sinclair Smith knows they just stay there, allow him just to go ahead. So you were going to ask.
I was also mentioning about the young Jared Richardson.
Yeah.
And obviously the family ties to Cup Match with him.
Tubby Richardson. Exactly. That's right.
Great. You have the youngsters, or a couple of youngsters up at Somerset. You have the young Johnny Lee. That's right. Up there.
Yeah.
Mark Bean's son, Janari Bean up there.
Yeah.
So I got to see a good bit of Amari Evan.
Yes.
Much has been spoken about it with his gloves. So I've got to see a lot of wicketkeepers over the last 6 weeks or so, and just watching them come through. And it's nice to see, one thing about Bailey's Bay, they do such a great job at developing wicketkeepers. Roger Masters and Roger Trotter, the guys that obviously under the tutelage of Gus Logie. Yeah, but they've always had good wicketkeepers coming through. And watching Jared's glove work a couple of weeks ago, we'll see him again in 2 weeks' time when we'll be back at Bailey's Bay for the second round Eastern County against the Mighty Flats. Yeah. But it's always good to see young wicketkeepers coming through. And like I said, the glove work, Dean, that takes work. That takes time.
It does. It's hard work.
You just can't just pick up a pair of gloves.
No, you can't. It's hard work. It is. It's a specialist position. It's art. But one of the things that I love seeing, and I saw it in Jared Richardson, I also saw it in Marcus Scotland, is the bravery. So keepers normally, you gotta have good hands, but you also have to have a bit of bravery because most times, young people, especially growing up, you get scared of the ball. The ball is hard. But then you're staying behind in close proximity, the ball can hit you and you can get discouraged. But to see the bravery and the love of keeping, that's the thing that I really enjoy. And I encourage them to stay with it. Just stay with keeping.
Folks, if you don't know who you've been listening to, this is the great Dean Myers.
Probably want to put a little something added to it.
Another one. If you thought this one was big,
that is a biggie.
That is a biggie. Second consecutive 6s. Oh, wow. That's even bigger. That I have to reach. Wow.
You know what? Right now, Alan Douglas just has to go. Yeah. You do your thing. Yeah, you do your thing. That's right.
No, I would stand on the cautious side and go back to what you used to controlled aggression because you still got to get to 304. And one more gets you. Jones. Oh, he's looking to drive. He's upset he did. And we talked about that, having 2 good shots and 10 and all. Right? It's not as easy as you think. 177 now for 8. This one, dude.
Yes.
This one. That's
another 6.
That's one. So that deserves what it got. He's laughing at it. It was a slow ball, trying to trick it, but it was a full pitch, and this time, Douglas just helped his run on down. Didn't go as far as the other 2, but that's the 3rd set in this over, where Douglas now has raced to 30 runs off the 32 balls. And you hear the Browns come alive here, relative over. All within a minute of 10 minutes.
That's right. That's right. And he's quickly going to 30.
Yeah. 10 minutes ago, it's looking bleak.
Who's he saying?
I think he's telling the umpire, hurry up, bring a ball. I was telling somebody to bring him some water. Yeah. That's one of the things that you do. Cocky, you do.
Yeah. Should have him in his pocket.
Yeah.
Should have him in your pocket.
You're not going to lose, so.
Tell the on umpire.
I remember when he first started, because he played for St. David's for a while, right?
Yes.
And he started hanging around St. David's. I was at the club, but he spoke to me, come Taylor. I said, what's happening? I didn't know he was, right? I said, what's happening? He said, you're looking at me like you don't know me. I said, your face looks familiar. You don't know me? I'm one of the greatest cricketers in this country, right? I said, I'm sorry. Then I recognized him. I said, oh, I'm sorry. He said, you got to know who I am, man. I'm one of the greatest cricketers in this nation. I said, all right, dude. I got you now. I don't recognize. It was God. You know, right? I don't mean it like that. I'm saying it was God. It was like that. His man has to come downstairs and get
You could have said to him, no, you remind me of someone. You're spinning for someone. Oh, wait, shit, that's right. That's right. You wouldn't say you wouldn't.
Oh, man. Malachi Jones once again to Alan Douglas. And this time Douglas drives him out too short, extra cover. And finally, oh no, not yet. Leaves got one more. Malachi bringing them in on square boundary off the boundary. But it seemed that was driven out too long on. Should only get one here. Well, that's the end of it. A very expensive over, 19 in that over from Jones. Well, he had real good figures to that over. So 10 overs now, 4 meters, none for 32. He's still on 55 wickets in cup match. So the players are cutting together. A quick chat. We can navigate this next hour. Once again, don't forget to follow our team, our social media team around the field at Voice of Summer BD on Instagram. They better come back and tell us the winners of the tickets. Or we can just go to the Instagram story, Voice of Summer Instagram story, and find out who won those tickets. So the team is performing tonight at Snorkel Park, courtesy of Sound Concepts and Elite Entertainment. And the Destra tickets, they should be performing live in Bermuda Sunday, August 27th. So that's your MV Productions and Back to Basics. Let's get sponsoring this broadcast. It's going to be Derek Brennan now. To Alan Douglas. He's on 31 now. 184 for 8. Douglas looking to pull that down on one knee. It actually gets him up in the stomach area. Should have been stomach before wicket. Trust and believe, if it would have been in line, it could be judged LBW. Even though he read his leg before.
That's right. Hit you in your head.
Yeah.
That's right. You got the wicket.
You got the wicket.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right, hit me.
You're in line.
In line.
That's right.
Bregman, left arm around. So it's driven high and handsome. Back. He's dropped. Right in front of us. He's dropped. Chris Douglas. And let me tell you something. That's only treated cousins because it's Chris Douglas. Let him be the run. Let him be the run. You know what? I'm headed to Chris. Chris ain't dropping me. Chris is not dropping me. Well, what I can say between the two sides is some just grabbed some easy catches today.
They have.
Yeah. Ooh, boy, the turn sharp. Got some bounce away from Smith. The catch from Malachi Jones off the he dropped Elway. And this one has shown us a lollipop. The lovely rating a basket. A plop on the ground. Derek Bregman. Back in again. Smith in defense. Outside edge out to point. 185 for 8. 185 for 8.
Let's see what the ball's coming back.
There's a parking attendants, the valet guys. Yeah, you can just see your car. I'll park it for you. Like, no, I got this. No, I'll park it in a good spot. I'm like, man, there's nothing but. So turn on the onside in front of square. Go to the pick single. Good field there by Frey. They go 3 for 1. So Smith now is finally off the mark. It's taking forever. It's been there for 18 minutes. 50 overs now have been completed. 186 for 8. And now is the new ball. From Alford, you see the umpire has it in his hand. Has the elbow in it. Or did they change already? You see the umpire, he'll put his hand up with the ball to show the batsman if they did accept it. It's going to be Jordan. Yes, it is. Or there's going to be Jordan Hooper or Jordan De Silva. I don't think they're taking the new ball yet. Because signals will get there after have the ball on the hand and shoot the basket. But it's going to be Jordan Silver replacing Malachi Jones after the expensive 19-run over. De Silva has only been 3 overs. Mermaid is done for 17. As they're going to pack the offside field again. That puts Malachi in slip. One slip there on the short third. Yeah, quarter 45 on the fly. It's me, Jordan De Silva, left arm over to the right-hander. Smith, he's looking to jab that out to point. There it's Richardson. Turn Trey in the covers. Trey Mendes. Haven't said much about Trey today. Short extra cover.
Is that a quiet cover?
Yeah. So this one pitched on the middle stump. Moving away from Sinclair. Angles this down to mid on the 45. Mid on, mid off. Short mid wicket. Main at the forward square leg boundary.
Dead ball. Yeah, it's a dead ball.
Yeah. Looking for left rock. It's there. It's over. It's the middle stump again. Go through for 1. Ooh, overthrow.
Love upside.
There's left rock. This spoke up. Goes out on the boundary at the square leg boundary. He just called his name. Hey. He shall appear. What is it to put the piece of the ball? That's, yeah. It's a little package. I just want to make mention of it. Silva. Douglas driving out to short extra cover. Happening to the family of the late Gerald St. George Simons. Ooh, we call it Chinese cut. Gets the bottom edge goes between the wicket and South. Runs down to fine leg. A man who was St. George's fan forever. A pamphlet and little bottom shut your mouth. Born in 1942, 13. This love his middle name. Gotta love his middle name. That's right. Definitely, we had the shout out to Rohan and the family. Beautiful piece of grit. Bottom, nice hit. That one's driven out to long off. Douglas looked like he's really set. I'm wondering if I want to see this. He takes advantage of that drop catch by his cousin. Man, he's got some cut match pictures in there.
That's his cut match for him. Devastation.
Oh. Jordan De Silva to Smith. Ooh, Smith. Okay, from the pair outside the line, and I think that's the end of the over. So 51 overs have been completed here at Wellington Oval. The score is 190 for 8. Adam Douglas not out on 35, looking dangerous as ever. Sinclair Smith looking to support him on 2. You're listening to the 121st Classic here at Wellington Oval with the voice of summer on Hot 107.5 and Magic 102.5.
We have huge news from iPhones to MacBooks, Apple Watches to iPads, and more. One Communications is your one-stop shop for Apple products. But that's not all. New and existing One Communications customers are eligible for good savings with up to $2,500 off your devices. Shop online at Moncom.vm or visit us in store today.
Ocean Interiors Limited specializes in high-end interior fit-outs, skilled carpentry and construction, in homes, offices, hotels, and other commercial properties. Along with our core services, we offer project management. Ocean Interiors is proud of our unmatched customer service, creativity, expertise, and exceptional staff. Give us a call at Ocean Interiors at northrock.bn. Ocean Interiors Limited.
Get that man out, Mike. Get that man out. Yeah, get that man out. Hey, bro, where's the cups in here? Now I drink. You didn't see the WhatsApp, bro? Nah, that's that Robin. You're supposed to bring your own cups, right? Yeah, the reusable ones, not the little plastic ones that you throw away. Okay. But try to do it right. Reduce waste so we can party all night. I got the new bags for the bottles and the cans. All right, Captain Photo Planet. It ain't that hard. We're just gonna do our part. You not here, boy? Yeah, I'm gonna put that for you right over there too, Steve. Let's all do our part to keep Bermuda beautiful. This message is sponsored by KDB and Vermont Trucking in partnership with Recycle Bermuda.
This cup match, try the new Bacardi Mojito, ready to drink can. At the game, at the beach, or at home. Crave it wherever you go. Bacardi, do what moves you. Love cup match, drink responsibly. Available across the island at the Pearls Life Wine Stores, 127 Front Street, City of Hamilton, and 30 Harbor Road, Patchett, and now available on Quanto. Download the app for more information.
Oh, we're 190 for 8. 190 for 8. St. George's. 115 runs behind. The order, and it's high. It's going all the way down to the long one. Bungie. It's going to be caught. It is going to be caught. Wow. This one was driven long, high in the air, and it goes all the way down to the long one boundary where McKeel Walker takes, he basically fumbled it, and he took the second chance, and that is the wicket of Alan Douglas. Alan Douglas is out, caught, off the building of Eric Brangman for 35, caught by McKeel Walker on the long one boundary, came off the boundary, he got his hands underneath it, and the ball bounced out of his hands, and he took the second opportunity. So it's 190 for 9. 190 for 9. Alan Douglas out on 35.
Gene, let's go back to cricket 101. How to take a catch that's a high catch. There's a couple ways that some people say out with your hands to the sky, but also catching in the basket. But the main thing is catching it, trying to catch it high. Because if there is a chance of a pop right in, you get another chance as a ricochet. If you take it low, 9 out of 10, which pops out of your stomach, it's going to the ground. And that was the difference between Chris Douglas drop here, that's right, and the catch over here. That's right. Chris Douglas trying to take it in his back, his waist high. That's right. McKeel Walker took it in his chest height.
Took it high. Got underneath it very quick. They picked it up early. Yeah, to that early. You're right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So, two different ways we have video to show the youngsters this is what to do, this is what not to do. That's right. Perfect. That was some really good catch. And right now, St. George's are 190 for 9. They're 115 runs behind the automatic front one, which brings to the wicket now Zico Burgess. And we can't decorate the scoreboard. Yes, that would be important.
That's right. The equal partner.
The equal partner.
So it's the equal partner, but it's going to be the equal partner.
That's right. And he has Sinclair Smith there. He's able. He's more than able. He's more than able. So I think that these two, of course, teammates, they play and lead cricket for St. George's. I think they would have, they now have to put their ass together. I believe that they can get 115 run partnership. You know,
Zero practice. That partnership with Alan Douglas and Sinclair Smith was actually today it would have been the fourth highest in the partnership ring, of course, with Delray Rollins and it was Delray Wallace and Charles Strutt. They had the highest partnership ring with 55. These guys at 25.
That's the point. The unfortunate part is there's only been one partnership over 50.
That's right. That's right.
Mr. Ball, can you pull up Somerset's scorecard in order to show the difference of the partnerships? We're only talking about one partnership over 50.
That's right. You see Somerset once as well. So just do a little comparison starting to see. Yeah, we want to see the partnerships with Somerset. How many were over 50?
There you go. Look.
So if we look at the Somerset innings,
12, 24, 58, 67, 56, 19.
Yeah. Four of them. Four partnership over 50. Well, Ezekiel Burgess and Sinclair Smith, they have to put on a partnership. That partnership with Alan Douglas and Sinclair Smith was actually today it would have been the fourth highest in the partnership ring, of course, with Delray Rollins and it was Delray Wallace and Charles Strutt. They had the highest partnership ring with 55. These guys at 25.
And that's the point. The unfortunate part is there's only been one partnership over 50.
That's right. That's right.
Mr. Ball, can you pull up Somerset's scorecard in order to show the difference of the partnerships? We're only talking about one partnership over 50.
That's right. We see Somerset's once as well. So we're just doing a little comparison, starting to see. We want to see the partnerships with Somerset. How many were over 50?
Here you go. Look.
So if we look at the Somerset innings, we have a partnership.
12, 24, 58, 67, 56, 92.
Yeah, four of them. Four partnerships were over 50. And in St. George's inning, we only had one. So you can see there's the difference. There's the biggest difference.
So let's go out on a limb. What do you see happening for the rest of the afternoon? So obviously, I don't see. My prediction is that I obviously see. I see them having to follow on.
Yes.
I don't. I see St. George in the second innings being able to pass 404. So I don't see a 2-1.
No.
So I don't foresee a 2-1. But I don't see.
It could be a 2-1 for Somerset, but St. George's would have to.
Well, I mean, they scored 190 in this. Well,
yes,
that's true. So they score. Yeah, it's quite possible.
It is
do the same thing in both ends.
Yeah.
But I can't see them making these same mistakes twice.
No, not in the same day.
In the same day. That's right.
Not in the same day.
I can't see Somerset being able to blow
I would hope
George out twice in the same day.
I would hope it would be a completely different approach.
Yeah.
But then we have to take into consideration the tea.
Yeah.
Tea break coming up, coming up. And then also,
20 over
starts.
6:30?
6:30. 6:30. So
6:30.
So they have to regroup. A
lot of cricket in store down here at Wellington Oval. Plenty of cricket. And the thing is that people are still pouring in here. There's still a lot to happen here.
So
We was leaving yesterday with Earl Bays and myself leaving, and people walking. It's like, why? Where are they going?
That's right.
Earl,
Game's over.
I said, Earl, let me tell you something. Though. We're gonna leave the grounds probably about 8 o'clock tomorrow.
People still be coming in.
And people who stand in line to come.
That's right.
In the game.
That's right.
That's what cup match is all about.
So Derek Brainerd's going to be bowling to the new batsman, Zico Burgess. He's got 4 deliveries left in this over. He's going to be left arm through and around to the right-handed batsman. And Burgess works this one off his hip, going down to the mid-wicket area. It's going to be picked up there by, looks like LJ Richardson, who's feeling short cover. No, sorry, short mid one. Short mid wicket, sorry. I'm all over. I'm just in total shock right now.
That's one I'm looking to. Like,
I'm more than shocked right now.
It's not in that region.
He has been the leader in this Somerset attack. With taking
Smith today,
bowling
this
really good, and also taking the prize wicket of Delray, the main Delray runners, and that's right. De Silva into Burgess. Burgess driving this one to the long off boundary, goes through for 1. Burgess now goes 1 to 2. Jordan De Silva is bowling left arm over the wicket. He's going to be bowling to Sinclair Smith, the keeper. Adjustments being made to the field. Extra cover, mid on, mid wicket, deep square leg. Then comes De Silva. Smith watches this one, drops his hands, lets this one go. This one was outside the off stump, drops his hands, lets it go through to the wicket keeper. Bremer standing up.
Check this out, sir.
Floyd Mayweather.
I tell you.
This is high and long into the long on boundary.
He jumped right
It goes through for 2. This one was up in the block, and
now let me go to the game.
Smith went ahead and hit this one over the top of the.
That's not a regular house coat.
Middle of fielder.
And a ball of swizzle with my Crocs.
Here comes De Silva. Out. Oh, it's a great shot there by Smith. He cuts this one, square cuts this one to the, and passes the point fielder, Trey Mendes, as he dives, and he goes through for 1.
This is when you need a fashionista to
It's good fielding there by the extra cover fielder.
Gotta ask him who
Chris Douglas. So George is now 195. 9, Zico Burgess on 2, and Sinclair Smith 1-5. Looks like De Silva, left arm, over. And this is hard, and hit hard into the row where the scoreboard is. Zico Burgess now has opened up his shoulders. This one was in the slot, and it got what it deserved. 36 is 1. Wide is on the low one, boundary. The scoreboard and the rest of them hits this one into the wall for 6. Zico Burgess moves to 8. St. George's are 201 for 9. Burgess has some shoulders on him.
Oh man, when he opens up his shoulders.
Yeah. 1 ball left. Burgess tucks this one. Places one onto the mid-wicket area. No chance of a run. And that is the end of the over. 201 for 9, St. George's. Trying to not enforce the follow-on, but they have to score 100 runs now. 100 Probably 102, 103 runs, 104 runs to avoid the automatic forced follow-on. And these will be the last two, let's say, recognized batsmen because they came back. So now we have Derek Freeman. Again, he's claimed 4 wickets today. He would definitely want to get a 5er. Want to get a 5-wicket haul. He's only gone for 35 runs. He's 11 overs. That's right. Good bowling. Good bowling. Left arm orthodox through the run. This one is swept over the top. Beautiful shot there by Sinclair Smith. He swept this one over the top of the backward square leg fielder, over his head for 4 into the wall. Beautiful shot, left on one knee. Just hiked it along. And he takes his total on to 9. The score now is 205. Beautiful shot by Sinclair Smith. Bringman now. Left arm orthodox through and around. This one brings Sinclair Smith forward, plays forward defense. Silly point, slip, point, cover, mid off, mid one, mid wicket, all in close. Ooh, this one just beating the outside edge of the bat, going through to the wicket keep. He doesn't glove, just hits its arm. Bringman now to Smith. Again, bringing Smith well forward. Smith taking a huge stride in and just playing this one back down to Bringman, to Fields to his own bowling. And 2 deliveries left. Brings Smith forward again. Smith taking a huge stride forward defense. Not allowing any turn. This one is way down the leg side. Full toss and way down the leg side. And the umpire should signal a bye run. Yes, he extends his hand above his head, signaling to the scorers that is a bye run. No contact was made. And they were missing the ball, so that bye run. So St. George is now 2 of 7 from 9. Seco Burgess is on 8. Seco Smith is on 9. He's going to be the Silver's field now is, of course, it's going to be a fly, a point, extra cover, long on, long off. They've opened up the field a bit for Burgess and Bringman these. Left arm over to Burgess. Burgess allows it to go through to Bremer, the wicketkeeper, who's going to be standing up without a helmet, actually. They've opened up the field for Burgess. Left arm over to Burgess. Burgess gets on the back foot and places one in front of him. Deep square leg. Deep mid wicket. Long on, long off. Extra cover all on the boundary. For Burgess. De Silva. Into Burgess. Burgess opens the pace towards point. Allows it to Malachi Jones misfields. And they go through for 1. So the now score, St. George's score now is 208 for 9. Burgess goes on to 9. Sinclair Smith, he's on 9, which brings him on strike. Sinclair Smith with the helmet, and Zico Burgess with the hat. This one is wide outside the off stump, and Smith pulls his bat away, goes through to the wicket keep. Bremer. The silver passing umpire, Stephen Keynes, to Smith. Smith getting riled for good stride in and plays forward to
St. George's! St. George's! Whether you're heading east to watch Cup Match in person or spending time camping, boating, swimming, or simply relaxing, no matter which team you choose, Cup Match is one of the most spectacular and energizing events, bringing the entire island together in celebration of Emancipation Day and Mary Prince Day. Wishing all of Bermuda a happy Cup Match from HSBC, and may the best team win.
Somerset, St. George's.
HSBC, opening up a world of opportunity.
It's 2:09 for 9 now. 2:10, sorry. 2:10 for 9 by St. George. In reply to 404 all out posted by Somerset. 2:10 for 9. Sinclair Smith has 11. And Zico Burgess, who's taking strike, is on 9. Derek Brangman is bowling from the eastern end, directly below our sports microphone. Derek Brangman has captured 4 wickets at a cost of 40 runs. Goes left arm around the wicket, and Zico Burgess takes a mighty swing, catches it on the toe of the bat, and it runs down toward the fine leg or the long leg boundary area. It doesn't carry all the way through, and they run through for 2. Run through for 2. Brangman going left arm around the wicket to the right-hander Zico Burgess. Brangman bowling with 1 man in the slips, Jordan De Silva. Burgess is forward defensively. St. George need 305 to avoid the automatic follow-on, and we'll explain that to you, how that works in just a moment. So that one is outside the off stump, and that's the end of the over. End of 56 overs. St. George. And
if for some reason St. George's gets out a second time, and both innings totals don't add up to Somerset's 404, then that's called a 2-1. In other words,
that if the team batting second gets 100, or the difference between the team batting second and the team batting first is greater than 100, or there's more than 100 run difference between the teams, then the team that bats first is allowed to automatically send the team batting second in the game. So in other words, Somerset has 404. In order to avoid automatically being sent back into bat, St. George have to score at least 305. There's a difference between 303. The difference was 100 runs, right? So if St. George don't score 304, then Somerset can send them back in automatically to bat.
That Murray
for a second inning, back to back.
Loud appeal.
That's called following on their innings.
Smith is wrapped on the pad.
So,
Stubble.
Somerset batted first. They scored 304. If St. George don't reach 304, which is 100 runs,
Smith drives this one,
and Somerset can send St. George back into the back. And if for some reason St. George's gets out a second time, and both innings totals don't add up to Somerset's 404, then that's called a 2-1. In other words,
this one,
St. George 2 innings totals
down toward
don't add up to the same amount as Somerset's 1 total.
2-1. Actually, a leg by.
This one from Dion Stubble. So it's rested in. Wraps Sinclair Smith on his pads.
And it's another
no addition to the score.
Extra. It's a leg by.
Stop.
13 for 9.
Bowling to Smith.
Stubble spinning this one up. Zico Burgess, who has
got it now, Ray.
Burgess is forward defensively, batting paired together.
Loud appeal as Smith was wrapped on the pad by Stubble.
9 is the score. 213 for 9. That's the end of the 213.
Smith drives this one up to the covers. It's fielded out there by Terran Frey.
Just to be seen, back to the limited. These ones will come match. And the University one communication. Ultimately,
Hey, how you doing? All right. 212 for 9. This one turns off his leg, down toward long leg. They go through for a comfortable single. That's a leg by, actually. A leg by. So it's 213 for 9. 213 for 9. It's another extra. Leg by.
Vending machines that are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to refill your water bottles as well as your ice. So we encourage you to go down there to the shop on Watlington Road.
213 for 9.
Is that Watlington Road? No, that's on in Orange Valley.
Stubble spinning this one up to Zico Burgess, who has 11. Burgess is forward defensively. That paired together. Very correctly.
Bermuda Motors Limited.
That's the end of the over. 213 for 9 is the score. 213 for 9.
To thank them again for becoming part of the.
That's the end of the over. 213 for 9. Today's broadcast, a special presentation of HSBC, Bank Bermuda Limited, lead sponsor of Cup Match, the Lindo's Group of Companies, One Communications, Ultimate Imaging, Guardsman Bermuda Limited, CG Insurance, Moongate Medical, Boros and Lightboard, local distributors in Carlsberg, Smirnoff, Heineken Silver, and Bacardi. Sound Concepts and Elite Entertainment. Keep Bermuda Beautiful in partnership with Wilmot Trucking and Recycle Bermuda. Strikes Bowling Lounge. Pure Water. Of course, Pure Water has those vending machines that are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to refill your water bottles as well as your ice. Get your ice. So we encourage you to go down there to the shop on Watlington Road. Is that Watlington Road? No, that's on in Orange Valley. Get your water. Ocean Interiors. Thank you as well. And Bermuda Motors Limited. We'll talk about Bermuda Motors Limited in a minute. Great work that they do. To thank them again for becoming a part of the Voice of Summer broadcast and making sure that Cup Match is brought to all of Bermuda. As Derek Brangman comes in again and throws left arm around, and this one spins away from the right-hander Smith, Sinclair Smith. He's on 11. 213 for 9 is the score. 213 for 9. And Smith sweeps this one around the corner right up against the backward square leg boundary for 6. Goes down with one knee and sweeps it around the corner to the boundary. That's 6 runs. So Sinclair Smith moves on to 17. And St. George move on to 219 for 9. Really? 219 for 9. St. Clair Smith moves on to 17. 17 for Smith. Aye. 219 for 9. It's allowed. This one spins into the right-hander from outside the off stump. Derek Brangman bowling his wily left arm spin. He's had an exceptional day. Brangman, left arm around. And he's given out.
He's out, yeah.
Smith is out. Caught in the covers.
Brangman again.
By, who's that that took the catch? Stubble, Dion Stubble. Took the catch. Brangman has claimed his 5th wicket, and St. George are all out. for 219. St. George are all out for 219. And so that is a first innings deficit of, let's see, let's work it out. So Somerset in their first innings scored 404.
185.
St. George in their first innings 219. So that's the first innings deficit of 185.
That's
So
right.
they needed to score, they needed a deficit.
That's right. Let's see. And the big goal for St. George. Just to avoid, no, he stayed very until 7:30. That's right. They have to forget all the legs. That's right. They cannot. The win is the win. The win for St. George will be to draw. It's to not lose the play. The win for drawing is on the cards. The drawing is still on the cards for St. George's. Drawing is still on the cards for St. George's, and for them at this position.
It's a little bit of, I think I'll go down and have a find out.
So Somerset's goal will obviously be to go St. George out for under 185,
of course,
to get that 2-1,
yes.
that coveted 2-1.
Yep.
St. George's role will be to surpass 185, which means that Somerset will have to go back in again if
That's
they
right.
are to
That's
make
right.
them push for a victory. If
That's
they
right.
If they want to beat them, they got to beat them. Right?
That's
They'll
right.
have to go back in again.
And
So we'll see.
And the big goal for St. George,
Just to avoid losing.
No, stay there until
Yeah,
7:30.
That's right.
They have
That's right.
to
They
get
have
on
to
the
get it
leg.
out. That's right.
They cannot.
Nope.
The main
Nobody
thing
wants
is
to
now,
lose.
their win, the win for St. George will be to draw.
It's to not lose. That's right.
The win
The
for
drawing is on the cards.
the drawing
Yep.
is still on the cards for St. George's.
Yep.
And
What's up,
buddy?
All right.
Drawing is still on the cards for St. George's, and for
That's right.
them at this position, that will probably be the biggest win for them, because if they come back, they're taking 20 overs at 6:30. They can play up to 20 overs after 6:30, and they're still at the crease. Then the game will be deemed a draw.
That's right.
So
St. George's
2-1 is on.
Yep. And St. George's is going to want to take this game as far as they can to the to a time where you want to see the two captains come together and say, well, listen,
Man of the hour, 40 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 for the 40. Start with 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 for 20. So on the controller, 6 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 for 32. So, let's start what we really St. George is I would talk more about what's the piece of the short term, but before we can go to commercial, we have the president here, which is Scott. Good afternoon and welcome to J2 of Coverage. Good afternoon. Let's start off with the Coverage team. It's really not the kind of that's the time we come together for each other. So that these guys are one thing that you notice is some of the things that there are so many players behind the players that have players in this isn't just an issue. Years ago, between 2000 have guys who are playing for each other it's just like
we're still in it, and just the energy that's they've displayed the last 2 days, it's been phenomenal. And when you see these guys, I get to see them off the field, and they play as a unit. They play like a brotherhood, and we see the benefit of that. Jeff and Gennaro have put these guys through the paces. The preparation has been intense, and but at the same time, they've had fun. We're seeing the fruits of that.
One thing that you notice with Somerset is that you have a squad here of what, 14 guys, but then there are so many players behind them, players that haven't been picked, players in waiting, players. So I mean, you have a long line of players to come. So this isn't just for this year.
Absolutely.
This looks like this is going to be continued for years to come.
And years ago, you know, that was I know during my first 2 terms as president between 2005 and 2010. Yeah, we would like to have won, but our goal was to develop a team, you know, and have guys who are playing for each other. And we've seen the fruit. We've seen the fruit of that. And at the same time, we're still developing the youngsters, just like you mentioned. There are so many who are waiting in the wings, waiting for their opportunity. And I believe that, you know, the prospects look very well for Somerset the years to come.
The one thing that we always mention is that, you know, cup match goes in cycles, right? Yeah. So if you remember from, I guess, about 1959 to 1979, so Georges had the cup straight through for 20 years. And then Somerset won it in 1979. So this is, you know, you can say that this is Somerset's season, as they say. And so you're building on that. There's a whole development program, and you're doing phenomenally well with that. You guys deserve a tremendous amount of credit.
Yeah, certainly. You know, I totally get it that things happen in seasons and we will have peaks and valleys. But I also believe that there's an opportunity to flatten things out and have some consistency. And I believe that consistency is to constantly have a few waiting in the wings ready to break into the team, you know, putting pressure on the present players to perform. You know, sometimes we have this entitlement mentality where we feel like I played this year, I should play next year. You know, and I believe that that even those who are waiting in the wings, ready to get their spot, that they do need to continue to put pressure on the current players. But it also forces the current players to play at an optimum level and let them know, I'm not just going to give you my spot, you're going to have to earn it.
That's right.
And I believe that once again we're seeing the fruit of our labor, you know, in continuously dominating that match.
It extends beyond this team. It extends beyond the cricket and football. It even it's extended into your club, because we have some great things about what's going on up at Somerset Cricket Club. So we can see that it's just a whole general plan as to what's going up there at Somerset. The cricket lane, as they say. The 5 best lane. What's the goal? 5 best lane.
You know, what we see out on the field is
a reflection of what goes on in the club.
What's going on in the club, you know. Anyone would tell you that club administration these days is not easy at all. But, you know, when you have a great team, and I believe that Somerset, we've had the benefit of having some consistent good leadership over the years. And again, we'll see the fruit of our labor.
So your work starts tomorrow. The cup match next year is in Somerset.
It started already.
I'm sure.
Yeah, we've had several meetings concerning cup match 24. And, you know, again, as the visiting club, you get the opportunity to see what worked and what didn't work with the host club, and you take those things into next year. You know, it's not an opportunity to criticize, but it's an opportunity to make things better. Sure. Because cup match is a product, no matter if it's held at Somerset Cricket Club, like 6 Cricket Lane, or if it's held here at cup match is a product, and what both clubs are looking to always do is improve on the cup match product.
Absolutely. It's amazing how the numbers have grown, and so it gets bigger and bigger, and there's more and more work involved, and it's just become a phenomenal event. And for us, I mean, I really believe that this is the biggest event in our, not only our sporting calendar, but in our calendar of the year. It really has become that. And just the amount of work, the amount of infrastructure, the amount of preparation that has to go into preparing for an event like this, because it's more than a cricket game, this is a national event. And so the amount of work and preparation that goes into this is something that people just would not understand unless they're actually intimately involved in it. So we know that you have your work cut out for you, and we're already looking forward to Cup Match 2024.
This event is evolving, you know, and I shared, I believe, in the daily hour last week that, you know, Cup Match at one point it was umbrellas and cheers.
That's right. We were saying that earlier today.
Yeah, and it's evolved to scaffolding, you know, and as a result of that experience, because the event is evolving, it's going to require more and more work, development, and what we're doing is just asking that the public will just be patient with us. You know, we're not going to get everything right all the time, but we're forever making strides to improve the Cup Match product as it evolves. So, so next year we're looking to improve on 2023.
And make it even better.
Absolutely.
And 2025, St. George's will work on making that even better. It's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to get better, and it's all for development